finally has a full set of SUVs in Australia with the all-new Stonic Light SUV, which actually isn't that new at all. Okay, so it's new to Australia, but the Stonic has actually been around overseas since 2017, but recently had a midlife facelift, and that made it the perfect time to bring it to Australia to go up against the likes of the Mazda CX-3 and Hyundai Venue. And while it's technically a 4-year-old car, you can be rest assured this has all the latest features found in any small Kia, and some. Speaking of small Kias, there's a sense of deja vu when you hop in the Stonic, as it shares an interior and powertrains with the Kia Rio light hatch on which it's based. So what does the Stonic bring that would make you choose it over its rivals or the much cheaper Rio? When it comes to showroom appeal, it's hard to go past its looks. Kia's designers have done well to make this look like an SUV rather than a high-riding hatchback, with bold wheel arch surrounds, a nice thick C-pillar, and down the back, silver-painted scuff plates. It still has a sleek profile that'll make CX-3 buyers take a second look, and that sleekness is enhanced with this GT line version, with fancier LED headlights, chrome tiger grille, and silver-painted lower bumper that managed to give it a more aggressive look. Inside, the Stonic's youthful target market will also appreciate the 8-inch infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability. It's one of the few cars to offer wireless Apple CarPlay, but strangely that feature is only available in the cheaper Stonic, the S, with the Sport and GT line having to make do with a fiddly cable. The interior is the same size as the Rios, but the dashboard has been lifted a little bit to give it a bit more knee room, while the centre console doesn't protrude far into the rear to make it easier to get in and out of the back doors. The front seats are comfortable with a nice soft backrest and good side bolstering, and despite having basic manual settings, you do find yourself a good driving position. Meanwhile, down back, the rear seats have pretty good knee room for a car this size, but the seats are nice and high, offering good front and side vision. The rear backrest splits 60/40 into a 353 litre boot. That's 91 litres bigger than the CX-3s and just 2 litres shy of the Hyundai Venues. Folding both seats down takes that cargo area to a whopping 1155 litres. So, what's it like to drive? Well, it does share powertrains with the Kia Rio, so don't expect too many thrills, especially if you're in the S or Sport versions that have the 1.4 litre engine with the 6-speed manual or 6-speed auto, which pulls about 73 kilowatts and 133 Newton meters. This Stonic GT line, however, shares the Rio GT line's punchier 3-pot turbo that has the same power but pulls 172 newtons for more oomph into the front wheels via a 7-speed dual-clutch auto. This is actually quite a fun car to drive. Around town in normal mode, it's zippy like you'd expect any small crossover to be. But, you know, get it out on the open and you put it in sport mode and suddenly the rev matching changes, so it's not gearing down till you get to about 6,000 RPM, which is just below redline, and it's quite fun actually. You can almost feel it pushing you from behind. The steering is really good too. They've almost doubled the teeth in the steering column to 66, so the result is just really light and precise steering, but not too light so you feel the wobbles. It really is quite fun to handle. All versions ride on 17-inch alloy wheels with Continental rubber, and like most Kias, the Stonic's suspension has been tuned for Australian conditions, with the aim being to balance dynamic driving and ride comfort. And to that end, I reckon Kia's engineers have got it spot on. The ride isn't spongy, but neither is it too firm, and going over imperfections, you don't get any of that jarring that you often feel in some of its crossover rivals. Safety-wise, all 3 versions have key driver assistance technology, such as autonomous emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist protection and lane keeping assist. Interestingly, it has a 5-star ANCAP rating from 2017 that was achieved by technically being a variant of the Kia Rio. So, how much do you expect to pay for a Kia Stonic? Well, the entry-level S manual starts at $21,490, while this GT line is $29,990 with no markup for drive-away pricing. So does the Kia Stonic have what it takes to beat the CX-3? Well, probably not. The Mazda has a much bigger range and a heap more features, including all-wheel drive. But unlike the current model Rio, which sort of failed to live up to expectations, this charming little SUV is bound to make an impact on the Kia lineup, as well as the emerging light SUV market.
Wrong door.